So, according to Hume, what we might consider the human mind an unlimited organ, able to conceive of imaginary creatures, places, with great facility. He points out that our imagination is in fact consisting of merely complex ideas. For instance, that as stated in our discussions, if we imagine Golden Mountain, we are putting together our idea of gold with our idea of a mountain, with the golden color, shininess, all the good stuff, with the size of a mountain and the makeup of it. Obviously, from a distance, many of us has probably went through tunnels or, trains or boats or ships. We've all seen it. We can all put it together. Um, and he provides two arguments to support that claim aside from that example. First, is just that all complex ideas are compounded out of a simple idea. Um, how it starts off from one and branches off into the other, like the roots of a tree. Um, for instance, our idea of God is supremely good and intelligence, and it comes from taking our simple ideas of human goodness and intelligence, argumenting them without a limit. Second, he points out that our imagination is unlimited, is limited to those ideas of which we've had impressions. Uh, thus, a blind man is unable to imagine colors. A deaf man is unable to imagine sounds, or a mild-mannered man is unable to imagine cruelty. And all that stuff works vice versa. We can't really imagine true deafness or true blindness, or I would say true cruelty, even though there have been many cases where it got really close. Um, Humes also admits to only one objection, per se, during his distinction. He points out that you can imagine certain colors without ever having perceived them. For instance, if someone has seen several shades of blue or green or red, they might be able to perceive some other shade of blue, green, or red. Lighter, darker, brighter. You know, different. Add a little bit of another color to it to get a different shade, like green, yellow, reddish brown, or anything of the sort like that. For if you know, uh, even though he's had no answer to this objection during his time, he remarks that the counterexample is so singular that it does not upset his general maximum. Um, this distinction is between impressions and ideas, which can be valuable for clearing up our philosophical vocabulary. While ideas are faint, obscure, and easily confounded with other ideas, impressions are vivid and clearly defined, and we are not likely to fail or fall, into error with respect to them. Thus, when we find ourselves discussing a philosophical term that we suspect may not refer to any idea, we may simply ask from what impression uh, its supposed idea might be derived from. Um, since all ideas are derived from impressions, ideas, hand in hand, stated in the title of his work, a term is not connected to any impression is meaningless. There's nothing that can be attained from something like that. Humes also notes that his distinction between impressions and ideas clears up some confusion found in Locke's rejection. That's a little off topic, but um, Humes complains that Locke fails to clarify what he means either by innate or idea. In Hume's vocabulary, we can also assert that impressions are innate and ideas are not. And that's what this all comes down to, that we can define impressions as innate, simply because they are something we get from our senses, sight, taste, smell, touch, hearing. Ideas are less direct. They're basically compounded of all those things. And ultimately, that's how we perceive our world. That's how we get everything from it. That's why we have these views, why we have these beliefs. Um, and so that's everything. That will clear up my overview of the essay presentation.